Welcome, my butterflies. Welcome to my channel, Bent Love Loves. You can see me having some fun today on my channel, and that's just me being authentic. Authenticity is very important once you start doing your healing, once you start, asking yourself the hard questions, because the hard questions want the honesty, and you need to be honest with yourself in order for this healing process to really, really work. You feel me? So, this is who I am. My name is Danielle, and I realized maybe like 2 years ago, that the title of being a licensed practical nurse was really an identity that I wasn't, okay, I don't have my microphone on me. Okay, was truly an identity that wasn't really mine, right? And I had to go through that experience to learn that that's how I felt about nursing, right? And I'm not coming up here to bash nursing. I'm coming up here to talk about being authentic. I'm coming up here to talk about honoring your feelings. I'm coming up here to talk about loving yourself enough to outgrow. So the other day, I was sitting outside, and I always talk to myself like we homegirls and stuff like that, right? Because if I'm not gonna be honest with myself, who is gonna be honest with me? You feel me? Because in this society, it's so easy for people to lie to you, so easy for people to tell you what they think you want to hear, but then you find out it's not the truth. Anyway, so the other day I'm sitting outside and I'm talking to myself, and I said to myself, self, it seems like you don't want to admit that you outgrew these things. It seems like you want to stay in this rotation forever. It seems like you want to keep repeating these emotions that you've already learned that you don't like already. It seems like you want to remain in fear. It seems like you want to keep doing things that keep you feeling low, feeling like you have to accept this name. This is who I am. I'm Danielle, the LPN. Not knowing that there's so much more to me. There's so much more to me that I have actually said I wanted to be a part of when I was younger. And like now that I've gone through my healing journey and I made space in my life, and I really am adamant about not being in a relationship, because I understand being in a relationship kind of hinders me from being who I authentically want to be, who I'm authentically working on. I don't want to be bothered by nobody. You understand what I'm saying? And there's always somebody that's always trying to wiggle their way in like a sperm into an egg. Like, chill out. You feel me? But I woke up this morning thinking to myself, like, you are really honoring your feelings. I've started this understanding that it's very important that I honor my feelings. I honor how I feel. If I don't feel like I want to do something anymore, guess what? You gotta go. It gotta go. It has to go. Okay, my healing journey started in 2021. I stopped eating meat at that time. I was dealing with a narcissist at that time. I was dealing with my mother's pain, aka mother's wound. I was dealing with being lack of confidence. I was dealing with, I have no family, I have no friends. I was dealing with this career that I'm like, I really feel like I need to start letting this go. And plus I'm getting premonitions that I need to let this go. I'm not enjoying life the way I want to enjoy life. I had an apartment at that time, and I was just feeling really out of it. I was feeling really boggled down. I was feeling really like, this is life. You know what I'm saying? This is life. I'm not smiling, resting bitch face. I'm going to work. I gotta be on my P's and Q's and my neck on the swivel. I already don't like CNAs that much and stuff like that. I already don't like this job that I'm doing. I already don't like the fact that I'm giving out medications that I don't consume. I already don't like these, like, everything was just a negative for me. And I said, you know what? Stop. You have to find your balance. You have to find what makes you happy. Even though I'm not a millionaire at this moment, the fact that I've let go of what's been holding on to me, what's been holding me back, and what's been feeling like a burden, because it's not only just the career, it's also the fact of my morals, my integrity. My integrity feels like it's being challenged on a day-to-day basis as a nurse. As a day-to-day basis, and I can't even explain to you what would make me feel better about this career. Continue being a nurse, continue being a pioneer nurse, continue education, continue anything, because honestly and truly, I don't want nobody's life in my hand. That's just how I feel about nursing right now. I don't want nobody's life in my hand. I've seen people get CPR, their chest pumped on, and I don't feel like that's saving lives. I don't feel like that is saving anybody's life. And I just have to be honest with myself. And you too. Like, be honest with yourself enough to know that something no longer works for you. Something no longer makes you happy. Something no longer makes you feel like it once did at one point. That's okay. It's okay to change. That's why we have the word. Change. Evolution. Change. Be optimistic, be embracive to the fact that you actually make space for something else to come into your life. And we get so scared when this new thing comes into our life. We can't embrace it. It's a brand new baby. We don't want to mess things up, but we do. We self-sabotage, right? We let it go. We let it go. I've let go of a hospital job because I already knew deep down inside, like, I don't want it. They had a contract for $20K, right? That they would pay up in the first 3 months. The contract was 2 years, and I just knew, I can't even stay at a job for longer than 6 weeks. That's my cap. 6 weeks, and then I need to be out for 6 weeks to come back for 6 weeks. That's my cap, right? That's how I was before. Now I don't see myself. I haven't picked up a shift since the 27th of June, and I had some shifts for July, but I canceled both of them because I was just like, I can't do it no more. The last time I was at work, I was just like, oh, how do these CNAs want to raise when the skin is breaking down? It's not the supervisor's fault that the patient's skin is breaking down. It's the CNA's fault, no? But then again, as a nurse, you have to sign off on these things and stuff like that. I don't want my name on nothing. I don't want my name on anything. No. Count me out. Count me out. Count me out. Count me out. I'll count me out. The sun. I should have came out here earlier, but I needed to run outside earlier today. And here we are. Scoot on over, cause that sun is booming. So the thing that I'm actually interested in is going to take a little while for me to get to that point, because I totally ignored the desire to do certain things that I knew were totally opposite of me clocking in from a job. Like, God really wanted me to start embracing my talents, my voice, my ability to comprehend certain emotions, because I have a mother wound, and understanding that hurt people, understanding that people are going to do the things that makes them happy, understanding that relationships aren't supposed to be the way that they're going, understanding that sex drains your energy, understanding that a lot of women need to start understanding what a wife is, if that's what they truly want to be. You know what I mean? Start understanding those certain things. Children, understanding the whole aspect of being a mother. My mother wound has really taught me about motherhood, not, not like pregnancy and stuff like that, but like emotions. Like, you don't want to become a mother if you aren't happy. You feel me? And I wanted to break that cycle because I wanted to keep my happiness. I want to be happy. God did not send me down here to be unhappy. I'm telling you that right now. You hear the horns? God did not send you out here to be unhappy. But they did something different. They did false evidence appearing real on you. So now you scared to do anything because that illusion right there that you can't survive if you're not doing this job. You can't survive if you're not doing this, and you can't survive if you're not with that person. You can't survive if you're not doing certain things. Once I learned detachment from men, that made me truly understand that as a woman who has a mother wound, there's a possibility that men could have played a big part in that. My father could have played a big part in that. And these are things that I just had to learn. These are things that I had to understand as I sat down with my emotional state and everything like that. These are things that I just had to learn. And one thing that relationships have taught me is to be authentic and honor your feelings, right? So if there's any relationship that I'm in, if I'm in a relationship with the place that I'm living, the job that I'm doing, the food that I'm eating, any relationship outside of yourself, if you're loyal to that and betraying yourself on the inside, you're doing yourself a disjustice. You're doing yourself a disjustice. You're not being honest with yourself. You're not loving on yourself. You're sinning against yourself. You're betraying yourself. And I think once I started realizing that I wasn't being loyal to myself and was betraying myself, that's when I started making some pivotal shifts, right? I've had to work on procrastination. Procrastination is my biggest vice. I'm a procrastinator by blood. I don't know what tribe I come from. But I am a big procrastinator by blood. And that's something that I totally have to work on. Totally have to work on. I just met somebody and, just trying to get to know them and stuff like that. And they said they was going to do something and they didn't do it. And I was just like, man, I couldn't be with this person because if I'm with this person and this person is dealing like this, I'm going to fall back into that coma that I was before. And I don't want to be a part of that no more. So you just have to start being honest with yourself. Like, I don't want to go back to that job no more. I don't want to do those things no more. I don't want to feel this way no more. I don't want to drug myself no more. I don't want to be with him no more. I don't want to do this no more. I don't want to live here no more. You know what I mean? You got to be honest with yourself and start making steps towards those things, right? So that's why I really don't be making content about nursing like that, because excuse me, because it feels like a strain. It feels like I'm forcing myself. There's other nurses on YouTube that know what metoprolol do, know what clozapine do, know what Ativan do off the back of their brain. I don't know what none of that shit do. Is that here in my ice? I don't know what none of that shit do. None. And I'm giving it. I know it's for your blood pressure. I know the parameters. You know what I'm saying? I know that stuff. But ask me about side effects. I don't know. I don't know. That's why once I became a nurse, I used to work, 5 days a week and this, that, and the third. And then I broke it down to 3 days a week, 6 shifts. And then I started coming really sporadically, once in a blue. I would stretch my little $400. I would stretch it because my integrity started feeling funny. I started feeling funny about giving medications to certain patients, especially insulin. And they looking at me with these big puppy eyes why'd you do that? And then you got the patients that scream I don't want the medication. And then I feel I'm why am I forcing myself on these people? You know what I mean? Why am I forcing myself? Only because my name is going down, and it's going down in a way of if something happens to this person, it's your fault. No, no. It was fun while it lasted. You feel me? It was cool while it lasted. It did what it had to do for me, and I'm appreciative of it. You feel me? So I'm gonna just leave it right there to just let you know, like, if you are feeling a shift in your body about anything right now, I think now is the time that you need to start letting go. I think now is the time that you really honestly admit to yourself that you don't want to do something no more, and not do it. Yeah, not do it, because what's the point of doing something that you're not happy doing? This is why when I go into stores and the cashier, it seems to have an attitude, or somebody has an attitude that actually works there, I just want to ask them, like, why are you here? Why are you here if you're not happy? You know what I mean? You could give me attitude all you want. That shit is like, it just rolls off of this brown skin, baby. It rolls. Because I'm going to be walking out the door like Jefferson. Doo, 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 doo. No, that's Sanford's son. That's Sanford's son. Doo, 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 doo. Doo, 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 doo. Yeah, like, I want you to be happy. I want you to be as happy as me. You feel me? Today I'm going to see a friend because he's going through some drama and stuff like that. And, you know, I feel like this is the best way to build friendships when somebody's at their low and you help them up. Like, that's the best way to build friendships, you know? And, like, right now, with me making space for certain things like that, like, I know I can embrace... Oh my God. A big bee just came over here. It was big. Oh my gosh. I think you heard it. I think you heard it buzzing just now. Maybe when I play it back, I could probably hear it buzzing, but it was big just now. I don't swat at them things, because you're not gonna bug. You not sticking me. I've gone through all my life without being stuck, and I'm gonna keep it that way. But it was big. It was like this big just now. It was like this big. And yeah, just be some moral support to my friend and stuff like that. But I hope you got my message, because these are the times where things will not make sense, but you will find out why it makes sense later on. So peace in the Middle East. I'll be back with some more heat another time. I'll let you know what this channel is turning into. Maybe I'm probably still be talking about nursing, but probably more on a higher spectrum, not like the things that I go to on a regular basis, but I'll get back to that. And also relationships. I'm interested in relationships as well. So these are the two things that I'm going to honor moving forward, because I feel like that's what I need to be honoring, because we growing up, you know what I'm saying? We growing up. So have a good day. Stay hydrated wherever you at. Stay warm if you're in the cold. Stay cool if you're in the heat. Stay level-headed. Don't let nobody take you off your A game. And keep being you. If you feel it, and I'm gonna say it again, if you're feeling like you need to let something go, mic drop.